Welcome back to the Oracle of Wealth, your premier daily cosmic guide to financial success. Today is Sunday, June 7, 2026, and the weekend cosmic alignments are revealing major tectonic shifts underneath the global crypto and digital asset sectors. While the retail public is completely distracted by the weekend pause in traditional equity markets, our deep database web scrape has flagged massive structural enforcement plays. The U.S. Treasury Department has officially sanctioned Nobitex, Iran's absolute largest crypto exchange, alongside major platforms for systemic sanction evasion. Simultaneously, the House Financial Services Committee has heavily targeted non-traditional digital asset platforms, clamping down hard on skinny Federal Reserve master account access to protect the legacy core banking grid. Institutional networks are weaponizing alternative liquidity traps over the weekend. Let's decode your exact 60-second daily horoscope tracker and today's winning lucky numbers. Aries, the weekend planetary movements are sending shockwaves directly through your third house of short-term commerce and digital connectivity. The massive weekend news regarding U.S. Treasury sanctions against global decentralized platforms shows that the regulatory perimeter is tightening rapidly around loose digital capital. As an active pioneer of entrepreneurial systems, you must realize that unvetted payment rails or non-traditional ledger setups represent an immediate operational risk to your expanding enterprise this Sunday. Your explicit financial ritual today is to thoroughly audit your digital transaction networks, eliminate any dependency on gray market liquidity pools, and transition toward institutional-grade banking structures before next week's opening bell. Do not wait for regulatory updates to disrupt your operations. Build total security right now. Maintain your cash flows, optimize administrative tracking systems, and safeguard your profits. Your lucky numbers are 3, 12, 21. Taurus, the cosmic frequencies are focusing heavy economic variables directly onto your second house of material net worth this Sunday. The Treasury's targeted enforcement against international exchange platforms is triggering immediate liquidity panic among retail investors, proving that alternative assets without institutional backing remain incredibly fragile. Your natural earth sign wisdom commands that you avoid these volatile weekend traps entirely. Your explicit financial ritual today is to run a rigorous audit of your private ledgers, secure your primary physical capital, and insulate your liquid reserves inside traditional banking institutions. Elite clearinghouses are currently deploying tokenized settlement networks to replace unstable decentralized retail protocols, and you must mirror this systemic preservation playbook to secure your assets. Guard your perimeter, ignore the media noise, protect your equity holdings, and watch your steady compound baseline build. Your lucky numbers are 4, 13, 22. Gemini, the sun continues to generate massive solar electricity directly inside your first house of personal enterprise and identity. While the retail public scrambles blindly over the weekend's sudden regulatory clampdowns, the widespread market hesitation establishes the perfect competitive vacuum for your natural intellectual agility to dominate. The global banking grid's move toward tokenized payment networks proves that administrative speed and elite structural authority are your premium leverage points this Sunday. Your explicit financial ritual today is to completely refine your digital frameworks and confidently prepare a high-tier enterprise proposal for an institutional contract. Do not wait for standard market channels to clear up next week. Execute your strategies right now. Command your absolute value. Expand your digital footprint, and scale your revenue metrics by offering unmatched systemic efficiency. Your lucky numbers are 5, 14, 23. Cancer, while the public financial channels loudly debate the fallout of the Treasury's weekend crypto platform sanctions, your true wealth leverage operates entirely behind closed doors. The regulatory targeting of unvetted accounts shows that elite banking institutions are aggressively isolating the legacy monetary grid from volatile outside channels, meaning your private capital requires the highest level of absolute security. Your explicit financial ritual today is to execute a rigorous digital encryption sweep across all personal portals and completely disconnect your liquid reserves from any unverified joint accounts or alternative platforms. Do not discuss your economic moves with colleagues or seek external validation this weekend. Insulate your private financial sanctuary, trust your deep internal radar completely, build your reserves in total silence, and let your corporate baseline multiply securely. Your lucky numbers are 6, 15, 24. Leo, your 11th house of massive professional networks and collaborative corporate alliances carries an intense cosmic charge this Sunday. The sudden weekend liquidity shakeup caused by federal enforcement actions has left standard commercial networks scrambling for clarity, creating the ultimate window for you to step forward as the authoritative market voice. High net worth investors are looking for bold directors who can provide structured, non-speculative direction in a high-rate, regulated environment. Your explicit financial ritual today is to refine your digital communication channels or prepare a major alliance strategy to pitch to a premium business partner tomorrow morning. The corporate grid is starved for definitive direction right now. Command the floor, project absolute mathematical certainty, dominate your network's professional narrative, and let incoming institutional capital naturally align with your enterprise vision. Your lucky numbers are 1, 10, 19. Virgo, your unmatched capacity for precise data analysis is your premium financial weapon as the weekend draws to a close. Mainstream media channels are completely missing the massive structural shifts inside the Federal Reserve's master account rules, creating a severe blind spot for the retail crowd. This critical data disconnect directly targets your 10th house of career legacy and operational execution. Your explicit financial ritual today is to run a meticulous, line-by-line weekend audit of your active commercial overhead and permanently eliminate any unoptimized administrative friction. As institutional banking capital routes toward highly regulated, compliant corporate infrastructure next week, your enterprise must operate with absolute mathematical precision to catch the inflow. Optimize your business software, maximize your personal productivity metrics, and prepare your expanding empire for a massive structural escalation. Your lucky numbers are 4, 13, 22. Libra, the planetary transits mandate that you permanently abandon short-term local anxieties and aggressively adopt a comprehensive global framework this Sunday. The sudden weekend regulatory moves against alternative platforms prove that localized or unvetted asset channels are highly vulnerable to institutional shifts, heavily activating your 9th house of cross-border digital networks. If your enterprise remains entirely reliant on a single local economy or single currency model today, your capital faces unnecessary credit risk. Your explicit financial ritual today is to dedicate an hour to researching international asset regulations and foreign currency-backed logistical systems. Diversify your geographic and platform exposure immediately to immunize your liquid reserves from sudden policy enforcement shocks. Balance your internal scales by expanding your external economic horizon. Reach across borders and secure your ultimate long-term financial sovereignty. Your lucky numbers are 7, 16, 25. Scorpio, you are the absolute master of turning market chaos into massive personal fortune, and today's high-stakes weekend regulatory environment drops you directly into your native element. The sharp divergence between contracting alternative platform liquidity and expanding legacy clearinghouse structures is creating incredible arbitrage windows inside your 8th house of passive wealth architecture. While retail traders scramble blindly in weekend panic, elite institutional networks are quietly reallocating billions into highly compliant corporate debt instruments and tokenized deposit structures. Your explicit financial ritual today is to dive aggressively into the raw microdata of your personal contracts, crypto wallets, and corporate ledger agreements. Locate the specific hidden clause or liquidity gap that the panicked public has entirely overlooked. Move with absolute discretion, ignore the noise, and secure the bag in total silence. Your lucky numbers are 2, 11, 20. Sagittarius, the cosmic transits are moving across your 7th house of strategic business alliances, and this weekend's massive regulatory enforcement updates make it clear that the era of casual enterprise is completely over. With federal oversight intensifying over alternative digital platforms, unverified agreements are now a catastrophic financial liability to your brand. Your explicit financial ritual today is to establish ironclad, non-negotiable legal and structural boundaries regarding your professional time, equity shares, and liquid capital assets. Refuse to advance any commercial project or joint venture next week without signed compliance documentation and a verified banking deposit in place. Demand absolute operational clarity from your active business partners, and ensure all financial milestones are set in stone. The universe promises major growth, but only if your corporate foundations are bulletproof. Protect your signature. Your lucky numbers are 6, 15, 24. Capricorn, you cannot successfully scale a massive global financial empire if your daily operational mechanics remain tied to fragmented, manual tracking setups. Yesterday's federal oversight hearings proved that institutional leaders are aggressively tightening the regulatory framework around payment networks, meaning automated compliance is now the mandatory baseline for every serious enterprise. Today, the planetary transits target your 6th house of daily routines and administrative structures. Your explicit financial ritual today is to implement a rigid, computerized cash flow tracking tool or completely automate a tedious operational task within your business layout. By entirely stripping away your administrative drag this Sunday, you instantly unlock the massive cognitive bandwidth required to execute premium capital plays on Monday morning's opening bell. Structure is your premium cosmic currency. Build your foundation now. Your lucky numbers are 8, 17, 26. Aquarius, a high-voltage surge of visionary brilliance is electrifying your fifth house of speculative assets and digital branding this Sunday. While traditional markets rest, on-chain trackers are flagging major infrastructure changes as global payment networks prepare a massive tokenized deposit network launch to compete directly with stablecoins next year. This cosmic alignment gives you a clear competitive advantage to break completely free from legacy commercial assumptions. Your explicit financial ritual today is to draft a comprehensive risk model or technical data blueprint for an unconventional, technology-driven asset concept. Do not gamble blindly under this high-velocity transit. Back your unique digital genius with hard empirical numbers. Innovate systematically today. Map your operational parameters, lean into decentralized institutional liquidity trends, and position your digital brand to collect massive returns. Your lucky numbers are 4, 13, 22. Pisces, your primary cosmic directive this Sunday remains absolute domestic security and foundational asset insulation. The intense weekend regulatory crackdown across alternative digital platforms proves that unvetted capital models are highly fragile, validating your preference for secure, insulated wealth repositories. Before you deploy capital back into the open markets next week, your private financial sanctuary must be fully protected from external counterparty risk. Your fourth house of real estate and core structural assets holds the heaviest protective charge today. Your explicit financial ritual today is to execute a comprehensive security upgrade to your physical records or transition a portion of capital into an untouchable, high-yield traditional vault. Completely block out the external market noise, ground your energy, insulate your baseline equity, and watch your assets compound in complete peace. Your lucky numbers are 5, 14, 23. If your birthday is today, Sunday, June 7th, you are entering an extraordinary 12-month window of strategic structural alignment and personal wealth expansion. Born under the high-velocity frequency of Gemini season, your upcoming year will be entirely defined by your ability to navigate complex digital systems, automate your business overhead, and establish ironclad institutional compliance. The cosmos is explicitly demanding that you permanently abandon fragile single-income frameworks and build out highly diversified, automated corporate asset streams. Your quick intellectual processing speed is your absolute highest value economic advantage this year, allowing you to easily identify emerging global monetary shifts long before the retail public catches on. Build unyielding operational foundations, insulate your private net worth from volatile public markets, and watch your total wealth multiply systematically over the next 12 months starting directly from this morning. That completes your daily financial horoscope for Sunday, June 7, 2026. The weekend alternative asset shakeup is fully live, and your willingness to adapt today determines your financial altitude for tomorrow morning's opening bell. To lock your accounts into today's wealth frequency and support our growing community, drop your sun sign and your lucky numbers in the comments below with the word dual. If you are ready to stay one step ahead of the institutional money shifts, hit that subscribe button right now, turn on your daily notifications, and I will see you tomorrow morning for your next reading.